Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Meredith Mynrose. I'm a universal healer and a peace visionary. And that is Lyra, my cat, who's very active right now. It's fine. We're going to do a reading for Cancer for April, the sign of Cancer. So let's shuffle this deck. Connected to the vibe of Cancer. Shuffle a little bit more. Okay. Yep, that's my cat. It's just being silly in the morning. Okay. This is Cancer. Pulling out 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first card is 6 of Cups in reverse. The second card is the Fool in reverse. The third card is 9 of Cups in reverse. Fourth card is 10 of Wands reverse. Ace of Swords. 5 of Cups. Is it reverse? No, not reverse. And 4 of Wands reverse. Okay, so far what I get from the Cancer energy, it seems like you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like you've taken so many responsibilities and it's still not good enough for the people around you. Does that make sense? It seems that you've always tackled a lot of responsibilities and yet nobody cared enough to check if your needs are met, and you've been like carrying all this, you've been satisfying all these people around you in terms of, can I say health? In terms of taking care of other people, you've been doing that. And you feel like if you speak up, those people around you will take it personally, and you're in this rocking boat where if you say something, they'll get insulted or they get attacked. But if you don't say something, you feel like you're penting up a burden that is not appreciated. So you definitely feel like this card, the Fool in reverse, it definitely makes you feel like you've been taken advantage of, or you've been taken as a fool, and you've been carrying loads of other people's responsibilities. It's like you don't even see that you're being used, and when you do see it, and when you want to speak up to it, you're afraid that the people around you still don't validate you, the people around you still don't give you the respect, or it's like you fear their reaction would make you feel even worse. But I think an issue that you're struggling is maybe self-respect and boundaries, Cancer. If you're a Cancer, the energy here, it shows as if that you're gonna have to accept that you're gonna lose the people you used to care about. So you're gonna learn to cut. I feel like you're gonna cut certain friendships or relationships with the people who have piggyback ride over your success, or over your wealth, or over your network, or over like the people who have ask you for unlimited favors, you're gonna have to cut them out of your life, and you're going to like be mournful of it. But it's nothing like, you don't want to carry other people's lazy backs into your future. You have to learn to respect yourself so much that you don't share your prosperity or good vibes or good karma with people who are just going to give you bad karma and bad vibes. So it seems here that you may have like a childhood wound where you fear of displeasing people, and people took advantage of that fear of displeasing people. They know that if they show you they're unsatisfied, you'd quickly snap into a 5-year-old girl, and you'd quickly be everything but yourself, and then you get transcended or regressed into this people-pleasing personality, or this kind of like obeying submissive personality. Because when people show you a certain emotion or reaction or a face to you, your trauma was very deep and very, very ego based. Like you get very trapped in your very condensed fear, that you don't realize that people will use that emotional weapon to control you, and people have used that emotional weapon to control you. So that like if you're never good enough for your father, if you're like, I feel like this is a father energy, I feel like this is a man energy, that might be, maybe you have a boyfriend or a brother, or like a friend who's like a brother, who is like weighing on your compassion and empathy and sympathy and pity, and they're always like using this excuse or reason that they don't have certain things, and they show the alligator tears and you fell for it, and the things that they're asking of you is immoral, the thing that they're asking for you is out of the question, but you sunk to their level and you gave it to them because there is a deep wound with a male sibling or a male figure from your childhood. Because this is like a card where it's like showing childhood events during your past youth, and I feel like you had enough carrying other people's burden. You've had enough of carrying their. So I feel like your crab vibes, your Cancer vibes, I feel like you're gonna use your voice to build your boundaries. You're going to be more vocal and outspoken about your territory. I feel like you're going to take charge of your territory, and you're going to take charge of the territory of your money, your property, your belongings, your social circle, your friends. You're going to take it all back, and then you're going to like voice out your concern and your awareness that there is a dangerous predator, and you're going to alert the people around you that this dangerous predator have cheated you and hurt you, and you're going to warn people around you who they're in touch with. It could be they might know your best friend, they might know your siblings, or they might know your cousins, or they might know your nephews or nieces, and they might go to them to get help and support now that you are like cutting the pipe close, or cutting off their resources that they've been leeching off of you. Maybe their resources was a free place to stay, maybe their resources was free food, maybe their resources was a free car, or like, you know, they're just using your car, or their or whatever. It's like, I feel like your imagine a snail, like a crawling snail. It has a big as that turtle on top of it, and that turtle could be like a parasite. It might not even be a turtle. A turtle is always like a good thing. So it could be like that snail is you, and then that dead turtle or dead tortoise or dead thing, which is far bigger than you, is far bigger than your responsibility. You are not. So one message here is I'm feeling that you are not responsible for a sociopath or for a irresponsible adult leeching off of your money, off of your generosity, off of your sexuality, off of your social circle. So I feel like there's a hint of you experiencing a relationship or friendship where it's very muted, where your voice is being aggravated and oppressed and silenced, so that it's like, because your inner child, I feel like you've taken the role of being their mother or father figure, and you're taking care of them, and you're not really learning to respect or have boundaries for yourself. You're attracting people who benefits in a toxic way from you, and they're just leeching off your monetary value, your life force, your energy. They're always like, I feel like you're taking care of a demonic child or a possessive person. Either it could be like an adult who is childish, and I feel like you just taking a breath. I feel like you've compensated your childhood trauma to trying to be a parent to people who are not even your children. So I remember, like, if this is for the sign of Cancer, and this might apply to any Cancer vibes in your chart. Like, it may resonate to you, it may not resonate to you. So if it does, then okay, stay and like continue listening. But if it doesn't resonate, maybe you can still stay and listen. Maybe there's something in the end for you. But for me, what I can sense with this Cancer vibe, some people with Venus in Cancer, they have this mothering vibes. Like, they try to mother the world, they try to care for everybody except who they really want to care about. And it's like it's as if like they have this very complex trauma of begging for love, and because of their deep condensed ego, condensed trauma, their experience with the people who begs for love, who are desperate for love, is like a perfect match. You were a perfect match to that parasite, to that relationship, leeching relationship, because there was an unhealed wound in your inner child that's a gravity and a magnet to reflect. So those people, those toxic people who are begging for your love, manipulating your sympathy, empathy, compassion, love, they're only kind of reflecting your most condensed ego, your most condensed trauma, that you secretly were in their shoes, but your inner child's trauma was never in your face. So you have to start to either strategize or kind of like understand the dynamic of why you attracted those toxic people who plays with your compassion and generosity and love. It's as if they're just mocking your wounds, and it's on your shoulder and responsibility as a growing healthy adult who's mentally going to grow healthier. It's on your shoulders to recognize what those people bring to your face, and to recognize your internal trigger, to kind of like put the puzzle pieces together and understand you have childhood trauma that is bleeding, and through the open wounds that you are unconscious of, you attracted these wolves and these leeches and vampires that benefit from your bleeding wound. Like maybe you're a chronic people pleaser, you don't have a clue about it. Maybe you are easily manipulated, where emotions are evolved. Like when people are asking for pity, when people are pretending to be begging for love, and you automatically just fall for their alligator tears. I'm saying alligator tears because there are people around you who are fake crying so that they can ask for forgiveness, and I see that you're gonna learn to like cut those bullshit out anyway. Let me pull out this mermaid deck, the card from the mermaid, and see what messages the mermaid has for you for this month of April. I think you have an inner child wound where your mother don't love you or rejected you, and you wanted to prove to yourself that you can be better than your own mother, that you can care about people better than your own mother. And also at the same time, you attracted men who has mother issues, who wanted you to mother them into oblivion, into like infinity, that they don't want healthy love, they want toxic love, they want irresponsible love, they want easy love, they want no strings love. So you may have been used sexually, you may have been used in very immoral ways. So I just have a sense that if you are a very professional or successful person, or if you've managed to take care of your wealth is being depleted by this parasite, or your future wealth is like being, your future wealth is being affected by those parasitical people, because you cannot take charge of your territory, you cannot kind of like protect yourself from those people who are always asking and demanding more, and they don't have the right to demand it, and you don't know how to stand up for yourself. So I feel like you have to like really have a powerful and strong voice, learn to have a sharpness in your voice and cut their bullshit. Just gonna pull out, I think, three. 1, 2, 3. The first mermaid card is experiments, manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, and arrogance. That's the first one. Experiments, it feels like there is a dark energy manipulating you. Okay, there's the unseen. I feel like one of the relationships is a con man or a con artist relationship, because I feel like they show to you that they're pathetic and they are poor, and you fall for it and you help them, but in actual truth they have savings they don't touch. They've been saving money and they've been duping a lot. I feel like this is a love scam. I think you've been in a love scam. They've been asking you for help financially, and when you really need the money yourself, you sacrifice it to help them because you know you can make more. and they benefit from it. They basically took advantage of your generosity, generous nature. The unseen. I can see that the personality I showed to you is like you know, when beggars are begging on the street and they're asking you for sympathy and pity, but then they go into their Mercedes Benz and then they drive off to their 3-bedroom apartment, or like a fancy house, or it's like the person that they show to you, your friends or the people, your relationship, you've because of your childhood wounds, your blood, you're bleeding this energy out that attracted these wolves in human skin, and they benefit from cheating, tricking, scamming you, and lying to you, and they are like they've been acting pathetic around you because they're mocking your spirit, they're mocking your wounds. And I know that some of you are and might take this so personally and attack me, because I know that when I had this healing with some clients, they don't like the truth. They don't want to hear that they've been love scammed, that they've been used body-wise, and they've been used emotionally, and they've been tricked and they've been fooled with. So I feel this is a very nasty creature you're dealing with, Cancer. I feel like this is a very like individual who does this to other women as well. So he is a experienced scammer, experienced love scammer. So he could be very charming, he could be very well-to-do, but he's a sick person. Dreams, vivid dream messages, and dream teaching. So here, another card from the mermaid is dreams. I feel like if you're open to it, you can really tap into the message of your dreams. If you need help in revealing the motive and intention of those people, just so that your intuition can take charge, you can ask before you sleep, show you the truth in your dreams. Show me the truth in my dreams. Show me the truth in my dreams. I just have a deja vu. Show me the truth in my dreams, and then you will see that I just have a deja vu of holding this card and saying this exact thing to you. Before you go to sleep, ask for the truth to be revealed in your dream, and it's going to be easy for you to slice or cut that tongue of theirs and stop them from having any bullshit towards you. You might feel there's a mourning or a loss, but it is eventually gonna heal your childhood vulnerabilities, and you're gonna learn to stop mothering the world. You're gonna stop loving the wrong person. And no matter how old you are, everybody has their own cycles or their own life lesson in different ages. Some people have a life lesson at the age of 7. Some people have life lessons and attain that wisdom at the age of 55. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's just that you just focus on your own personal healing. It doesn't matter because every soul is unique. Age is just a number. It's not important. And just go with your personal flow, and you realize that you are in kind of like a fork in the road where you get to see which is the right path for you. Okay, let's see what the unicorn has to say about the Cancer. Unicorns, what do you like to say about the Cancer? Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. I feel like in order for you to like get over the mourning, you have to learn to recognize this is not just a mourning, this is a celebration, and you feel like this is in reverse. But if you kind of like look at it in another way, it's still a good card. It's Four of Wands. It's a celebration for new beginnings, for maybe a new home, for maybe a new relationship, a new friendship, a new supportive environment. And it feels that in this energy passion, it feels like you feel riled up. You feel like the weight is so, I think, lifted, and you can completely feel free from those people. Okay, we got the other two. Oh, take time to play, nurture your inner child. This is so true to this card. So now that you know that you have a very condensed childhood trauma that causes you to mother the people around you, and that causes you to attract this pathetic narcissist mocking your ability to love others because you wanted to be loved in return. But there's this unconscious, complex, and condensed ego that is unhealthy from your childhood trauma, that those sneaky people can see that, oh, look at her trying to please everybody. Oh my god, let's see if I can challenge her with pleasing me. You attracted a bunch of other kind of like, you attracted wary folks. Like you attracted questionable people with questionable background, and you don't see it because you have this kind of like veil in front of you, where as from your inner child there's this unhealthy priority. If they need love, I'm going to show them love, rather than another healthier priority. That one is unhealthy priority. So this healthier priority is that even if they're begging for love, if I don't know them, I don't have to necessarily show them love or care, because some of these people, and you can only know this through experience, some of these people are not coming with good intentions. Sometimes they're fake, sometimes they are time wasters. So you have to discern between those people who are attracted to your motherly caring nature, that those people are just benefiting from your vulnerable personality of trying to care so much. So this innocence, take your time to play, nurture your inner child, live with a childlike sense of wonder. So you have to learn to relive or heal your inner child. And there's here where growth, seek out a mentor or a guide, take baby steps as you grow, be willing to learn from others. So I think that you may feel very emotionally sensitive to receiving guidance or advice or counseling, because you don't want to admit that you have been love scammed or you have been used, because it embarrasses you and shames you, because you never thought that you'd be a victim of a love scam or a victim of like being someone else's mistress, not knowing that they already have a wife and they are like treating you like a girlfriend. You didn't know that. I feel like one thing to make things clear for you, you have to accept your mistakes. And in order, that's the only way that you can grow, which is this card, growth. The only way that you can grow is to accept that you have made mistakes in the past, and you have to humble yourself in order to ask for help. You have to reach out to people who have experience with toxic relationship coaches, or people who can do like healings. I don't see people close to you having the answers. Like I don't see your friends or your families have an answer for you, because if they had the answer for you, they would have already seen the man or the parasite or toxic person manipulating and charming everybody. They might have already seen that and have already told you, hey, stop that. He's not a good person for you. And the fact that it gone so far that he got his hands around your social circle, around your family, and he was able to fool everybody, and he's able to like make your family trust him more than trust you. So it feels like your family betrayed you because your family sided with the man or the love scammer, and you have to feel this feeling of being mournful, like, look at my family, they trust that man more than they trust me. And of course it's horrible to go through such shit like that, but you need a coach, you need a mentor, you need a spiritual teacher to help you go through and heal the very sadistic childhood trauma. It's so sadistic because it is a full-on blindside. Like, you've been blindsided at an early age of life, and you've been a very innocent caretaker. Your childhood was robbed. You've been forced to care for other people's safety and comfort. So if there was an emotional slave in an energy, it would be that condensed ego, that your childhood was being an emotional slave to the people around you, always giving your emotions to everybody else. And I feel like maybe because you have like a water sign, the crab Cancer sign is a water sign, and maybe you have this prosperous water energy that everybody can benefit from, but when you're exhausted, you cannot even love yourself, and that's why you feel so ashamed. So it's nothing wrong to be ashamed, because it's natural to feel like that due to your environment, where your environment is very taking and taking and taking, and doesn't want to let you enjoy your water energy, and you always have to give your water energy. So right now, what I feel is that when you cut those people out from your life, you're gonna like feel like the whole ocean is yours. You're gonna feel like there is no emotional holes anymore, and that's really nice that I'm feeling. Okay. So I'm gonna pull. Should I take the fire? Yeah, I think I should. Okay. We're gonna take a little bit of a fire element here. There's two ways. You can actively heal, or just let the world push you around in order for you to heal. But when you know you have a wound, and if you keep ignoring the wound, it's going to get bigger and bigger, and you're going to attract a more bitter shark, like a more horrible shark. Because anyone who's bleeding energy, like you're bleeding energy from your ability to care, and there are sadistic people who are mocking your divine feminine energy, and I feel like you have like a strong divine feminine energy, just that your divine energy is being exploited. So let's pull out some cards from the dragons. I feel like you don't really hang out in nature, do you? I feel you're more like under the fluorescent light, having your manicures done, and like being in the shopping mall, I feel like you don't really hang out in nature. I mean, even if you hang out in nature, you consider going to weddings in a park as nature. You have to do a personal natural retreat. So you have to like go out. You have to wear gym clothes, not your pretty dresses. Wear your gym clothes and walk, or wear your baggy shorts and slippers, and like if you have a dog, take your dog out for a walk. But if you don't, just kind of like sit outside. Like sitting outside a cafe is not nature. I feel like you will benefit by connecting to nature. Hiking, I don't think that's your job, is it? Like, I don't think that's your personal interest, isn't it? I feel like it will change your life if you do some natural activities, like visiting waterfalls, like jungle trekking or hiking, like jogging in a park. Just something you do on your own where your thoughts are just in that environment, rather than thinking about that toxic person, that person gossiping about you, that person has this drama. So I think this connecting to nature is going to help you to release your energy from drama. Brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. See all your cards dissolved by transcendent love. Enjoy your freedom. Look for the divine around you. So when I say you're gonna cut those relationships, in this card it says your cards will dissolve by transcendent love. You get the Kuan Yin's pink dragon. This is the first time I'm getting this card, and it's a really pretty card. So that is the dragon head. And then there's like this pink lotus flowers flying all around it. So I feel like your ability, your unrequited love from your mother, unreciprocated love from your mother is a wound. And when you learn to love yourself, you're healing that wound. So you have to learn to love yourself and stop giving free love. Like I know it's kind of like your trait to give free love, but you can reserve love in a surrounding where it's healthy. Don't give love in an unhealthy setting or unhealthy surrounding. You're not Mother Teresa, you don't have to be. You're not Princess Diana, you don't have to be. You're not a nun, you don't have to be around people who needs emotional relief. Stop doing that, because those other people will learn to leave you alone when you don't engage in a self-sabotaging, love-exploiting behavior. You don't allow your environment to exploit your love. So Kuan Yin's pink dragon, it says, brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. So I feel that when you cut that relationship with those people, love scammers, you firmly recognize of your self-love, and it resets. It definitely means reset. I can sense, I can feel, I can touch that energy. It's resetting your awareness about your karma. It's as if that the energy that you've been giving out to those people without having any reciprocation, because they're just always me, give, take. And there's always like sucking your energy and taking your money and taking your possessions and taking your power, taking your good vibes, taking your good karma. When you realize that, oh, I need to love myself more, I need to stop letting my love be exploited by this scam artists and con artists and people who just are cheating me. So with transcendent love, with the Kuan Yin's pink dragon energy, a firm love, a very grounded internal love without strings of codependency, with a full free a love that is free inside you, a love that is roaming free inside you, it will reset your karmic relationship with all of those pesky narcissists, sociopath or psychopath who's been pathetically begging and desperate for your love. And when you recognize that it's not your responsibility to love them beyond your means, like you start to sacrifice your well-being, you start to lose your independence, you start to lose your faith in yourself, your confidence, and you start to feel exhausted and you start to feel emotionally strained. Like I mentioned, you Cancer vibes, you have a very elemental water, and you may have like a very giant elemental water that other people keeps asking you for emotional relief, and you keep giving to them until you don't have anything for yourself, and you have to cut all of it. And this dragon is gonna help you, this energy of the dragon. I'm not sure if you are open to believing in magical beings, but I do. In this channel we do, because my dragons have given me a lot of beautiful wisdoms to a lot of my audience and to myself personally, and they're very beautiful magical beings that really wants to see us in an evolved state of awareness. Okay, so the last card for dragon is Aquamarine Dragon from Neptune. Enables you to access your deepest soul. Wisdom, spirituality, and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. From what I hear, Cancers are intuitive. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. So you could work with your intuition. Yeah. I'm trying to guess what water element that you can work with. Water element. Not book. Music. I think you guys might enjoy music. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. I feel like if you learn to tune into your... You can try and register for esoteric workshops, but not the ones with fire element. You need to master your water element. My first video with Aries, I was telling them you have to master your fire element. So for you guys, you have to master your water element, because you give until there's nothing left for you, and then you feel like you're without water. You have to learn to take it all back. You have to learn to cut the strings of those people taking, and you have to let them go and release them into the wild, unknown earth. Like, I don't give a F. I don't care what happens to you. You are no longer a problem I need to deal with. Your problem isn't mine. I don't need to deal with your problem. You sort it out on your own. Farewell. So that's what you have to actually do with those love scam artists. And of course, I'm not sure if there's any legal things with this scam artist. I'm going to open... I'm not sure, but let me just take this card from Life Purpose and see what happens. So... I think you would benefit from a very humble, down-to-earth healing. If you can find a healer who's like humble and down to earth, who can actually understand your Cancer vibes and your insecurities, you can give and take that relationship to ask your coach or healer to help you with your personal spiritual growth. And you have to commit to it, because some of you have this kind of like waviness. You're very hesitant. You might try 1 or 2 times and then you're like, I'm hesitant. But you really need to control your hesitation and doubt. I feel like you can be a very doubtful person when your water element is out of whack. You can be a very doubtful person. Heart's desires. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. I feel like some of you actually see a future with the love scam artist. That's why you're mourning. That's why you are mourning. Like your future prospect of having kids and family and, you know, marriage. But don't worry, because we see it coming here in the 4 of Wands. You are doubting, that's why it's reversing. But it's the possibilities there. Your heart's desire are being supported by your angels. Your dreams can still become a reality. It's just going to be with a different person. Excuse me. It's just going to be with a different person. Okay, I think this is the last card. The last deck I'm going to use. It's the Wisdom of Trees oracle. Got it. It's an oak tree. It is the oak tree. Let me see what it means here. We're connecting to the trees, to the mermaids, to the unicorns, to the dragons. What? I am so loving this. What is the oak tree? Steadfast 46. 46. Steadfastness. I am a strong and steady. I am an essential part of the age-old mysteries of the forest. If you call on me, I can give you outer physical power, emotional strength, inner emotional strength whenever you need them. Let me show you the way. I feel like when it says here, physical power, I think that one of the things I understand about the Cancer crabs is that their shells are so tough because they needed to protect their soft inners. And you know, like their soft is very soft. That's why like the crab, when you eat crabs, literally, you have to like take out the shells. You cannot like bite it with your teeth. You have to like use a utensil to open the shell out. So I feel like this physical power is your exterior. I feel like the energy of the oak is telling you that if you connect to this energy of oak, if you believe in this metaphysical or magical part of the reading, building your physical power. So I think that actually relates to this nature energy. I feel that you have to be physically strong so that it resonates to your emotional strength. So it says here, inner emotional strength whenever you need them. Because you need to master your water. In order to master your water, you need to master your emotions, because emotions are water. And then if you need to support your emotion, eventually doing exercise, doing physical exercise, or doing something with your body physically grounds all the other elements, and kind of like you are controlling your emotion when you are doing something like hiking, jogging, because there's nothing attached to it. So I feel like doing gym might help you, even if you're not doing it in nature. is a very good start. Okay, so it says here, do you realize how much you have to offer the world? Don't underestimate your abilities or your strength of purpose. Your inner power is waiting to be tapped, but only you can do it, and have faith in yourself. If it was inverse, you are clinging to the past. Some of the old habits and attitudes that once served you are holding you back and are no longer helpful. Learn to release them so that you can make progress instead of remaining still and stagnant. So if you're clinging to the past with old habits and attitudes that served you in the past, it's not the same path to take anymore. You have to change the way you behave. So it says here to release your past behavior so that you can grow and progress instead of becoming still and stagnant. So the energy here is asking you to work on your physical strength so that your emotional strength will be up to par, balanced with your physical strength. And that's how you master. I feel like crabs are clumsy. Crabs are... I had a friend who's a crab, who's a Cancer, and they love to like wear this very quirky heels, and the way that they walk, they don't seem to be balanced. And I feel they're always constantly in a water energy. They're always like, the way that they walk, they don't walk straight. They're like, sorry cat. They have this kind of like, is it sassiness? They have this kind of like I mentioned, they love to wear pretty dresses. They don't like to wear like jeans, and they love watery, flowy things to wear. So that's a real crab, a real Cancer vibe. So it says here that you actually have strength. You just have to work on your emotional strength so that you can you control your water element. Let me figure out what you could use or do. You have an extra over water element if you have Cancer in your chart. What harmonizes with water? I can see that there's air here. There's air here. Oh, land. Oh, right. That's why. Okay, so you have to work with land, which go to nature. It's earth energy. So you need earth and you need air energy. But if you want a shortcut, you use fire energy. But not too much, because that's not gonna help you master your water. It's just like an assistance. So maybe like once a week, you lit a small candle and you just make a wish about balancing your elements. Earth and air is something that you need to attract, so that you need grounded friends or a grounded physical activity. Maybe you can do yoga. Maybe you can do that. Maybe you can do... I don't think you like... I think maybe you like Zumba. Maybe you like a dancing activity. I think you would love dancing, like tango. I think you guys may love tango. So this energy passion here, do what excites you, get fired up about your life, increase your energy levels. So I feel that this is a great look. I feel like these two are like your recreational activities. You can go and dance, be passionate, learn salsa. I think that will be your thing too. Or go to gym, do some weight. I think you hate weightlifting. So do yoga or do like those soft things. I know you hate building muscles. I know you're kind of like a very slim, lanky person. Or if you're meaty, then your meat are very soft. You don't build muscles easily. I think you're very slim and soft. like the crab meat. It's like soft. So that's it. I think that what will help you to master your water energy is to connect to the earth, go and hang out in nature, walk, maybe just walk. Just walk and look at the sky. And go to the gardens and do some gardenings. I think you would enjoy gardening if you like. I think you would enjoy gardening. And this passion, I think you would love to dance. Because you're moving your body. You're learning to control your body. You're moving your body. So that is a message to all of you, to my Cancer friends. I will see you next time. I hope that this helps you to see your energy in April. If you're also open to working with a spiritual teacher, you can also use my services. Or you can look up esoteric workshops just to like dabble with intuition. I'm not sure if you're into like oracle cards, but maybe crystal healing you might love. I think you might love crystal healing. I think you might love crystal healing. Yes, definitely. I think you might love to work with crystals, so you could pick that up as another passionate interest, a recreational hobby. I'm just looking at all the cards to see the other stuff. So about your relationship, understand that it's to do with your childhood trauma. These are the things you need to do. Speak up, cut those relationships, and you will be on a journey. If you seek a mentor, if you seek a teacher, and feel okay, be okay about being embarrassed that those things happen, because a lot of people have insecurities. A lot of people have mistakes that are just naturally made. Some mistakes are naturally made because of their environment. It's nothing that you can control. So accept that you couldn't control what happened in your past, and what you need to accept shouldn't be something you're embarrassed about, so that you can finally mend the bleeding wound and to heal your inner child, so that you can grow. So find a trustworthy person for you to work with, to get you to master your elements, and to get you to control your territory. And you have to learn to be territorial. That's one thing. And of course for you guys, I don't think you ever want to be territorial, but I think moderation of territorialism, if you can be territorial moderately, you're gonna give yourself a hefty amount of self-love, because you're gonna love yourself immensely, and that's gonna enable you to move forward to achieve your dreams without those nasty, pesky, toxic thing trying to come and crawl into the emotional wounds that are bleeding from your aura. Yes, so that is the reading that I have for you. I hope that this helps. If you want to tell me what you think, I welcome it in the comments. Just know that some of this may not resonate to you. If it doesn't, just simply skip it and let it go and move on. If it does resonate to you, I would love to hear what you have to say. Just leave your comments in my video. My name is Meredith Mynrose. I'm a universal healer and a peace visionary. I will see you next time. If you want to work with me, check out my website. Bye for now.